right, let's start with a big story at this point of time, where the Supreme Court of India has said that Article 370, remember, which has been in the middle of a lot of controversy over the last several years, Article 370 of India's constitution, which gives special status to the state of Jammu and Kashmir, is not a temporary provision. Remember, the ruling Bharatiya Janata Party, which is in alliance with the PDP in the state of Jammu and Kashmir, maintains that special provision for Jammu and Kashmir is the root cause of all problems in the state. Now, this is what the Supreme Court has ruled, which says that Article 370 will be a permanent part of the Constitution and this cannot be altered, is what the Supreme Court has said in its latest ruling. And also for more on this, we are joined in by our political affairs editor, Kartikeya Sharma. Good morning to you, Kartikeya. This is an important ruling which has in fact come through with where the Supreme Court has said that Article 370 is a permanent part of the Constitution.
See, the petitioner had gone to the court saying that after 1957, there was no relevance of Article 370.
Right.
So the court said that what is being heard in front of the Deepak Mishra's bench, who is the Chief Justice of India, is the relevance of Article 35C, which is about getting the property transferred if a woman marries out. But for the court to say that the Article 370 is permanent, has become permanent over a period of time, and the central government saying that they will not interfere in it, tells us three things.
Right.
One, that the politics over Article 370 dies a natural death because it's a legal pronouncement. Secondly, the court says the instrument of accession is part and parcel. Right. First came the instrument of accession, and then came the Article 370, which makes it permanent.
Right.
And which means that it is the bridge, or it is the law which connects India with Jammu and Kashmir. So if you abrogate that law, the connection is snapped. So it is permanent in nature. So the politics around it will have to die. Now, Bharatiya Janata Party had listed it as part of its in its manifesto, as these are the issues on which it would like to work upon to abrogate it. And it's not a new demand. It has been part of Jan Sangh's demand, and then the Jan Sangh's avatar as Bharatiya Janata Party in 1980.
Right.
But I think it has got tremendous ramification because Article 370 protects a lot of things and gives a lot of privileges. For example, Article 370 gives this privilege of 2 flags in Jammu and Kashmir. The Article 370 gives far more power to the Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir. This is despite the fact that in 1975, when Indira Gandhi and Sheikh Abdullah signed the accord, there was a lot of dilution of Article 370 took place. People actually joke that Article 370 is just a mainframe.
Right.
The powers which were there of Article 370, they do not exist. For example, when Article 370 came into existence, Centre was only supposed to have 3 rights: communication, defense and foreign policy. But that's not so. 80 to 90% of the law which operates in India is part and parcel of J&K. So I think it's a sensible decision which has been taken, and a sensible position which has been communicated, because a lot of politics was being done on 370, creating a lot of hard feelings back in Valley and also in Jammu.
Absolutely, indeed. As you very correctly touched on the point, it's not just a constitutional matter, but something that has been used for political mileage. And also what's interesting is that the ruling dispensation at this point of time just last week stated that they have no intention in trying to abrogate Article 370. Do you see this as a clear point from where on BJP will no longer harp on Article 370, especially in the politics in the state of Jammu and Kashmir?
I think the BJP may take a principled stand on the issue of Article 370, that they are opposed to it because it does not, the whole integration of the country is not possible if Article 370 continues to be there. But I would say that once the legal pronouncement has come, either the BJP goes for a petition, a formal petition, but then this is already a Supreme Court bench, which means that a larger bench has to be constituted. I don't think that Bharatiya Janata Party will do this when elections are only 12 to 13 months away. I don't think it's possible. But what it does is it rests the politics on Article 370 for some time.
All right, it's for some time, but do you suspect that this is an issue which can actually come back again into Indian politics post the 2019 general elections?
Absolutely, it can come back, because Article 35C, as I mentioned, is being heard by Deepak Mishra, the Chief Justice of India. See, there are a lot of issues. But for example, when we talk about the land holding, you can't purchase land in Arunachal Pradesh, you can't purchase land in Himachal Pradesh, you can purchase a portion of land in Uttarakhand. So, these are laws which are there in tribal areas, and remote areas. What Article 370 did was it created a blanket around those rights which were given to these tribal and remote areas within the constitution under Article 371, but they were not talked about that much because it had nothing to do with ethnicity or the politics of Srinagar and Delhi. Because of terrorism and because of the way Valley has bled post 1987, a lot of issues have become political, and they become even more political after Kashmiris had to leave their homeland, Kashmiri Pandits. So it has also created that viciousness, because after all, Kashmiri Pandits were targeted by Islamic separatists there, and that has become a sore point. So, whenever people talk about, the problems in certain border areas, people would say that why hasn't the political party shown resolve to rehabilitate Kashmiri Pandits back to the valley? You have Rohingyas living in Jammu, but Kashmiri Pandits are living in the shelter camps. Those are the contradictions of Indian politics, but I would say that for court to say that 370 is permanent puts a controversy, takes that heat off the controversy.
Absolutely, indeed. We'll have to leave there. Thank you very much indeed, Kartikeya Sharma, for joining us and getting us all those updates there. So this is a very significant ruling from the Supreme Court, which has said that Article 370 is a permanent fixture of the Constitution. But will it stop politics being played on it? That is, of course, something which is up for debate, because political expediency will, of course, never go out of fashion.